Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Gerard. Last week I did the review and hunt of the brand new FX King here in front of me, and I think a lot of you guys have asked me this one question that popped up all the time, and that is the FX King upgraded Mark II crown? And that's what I want to discuss in this video. So if you want to hear more about that, stay tuned. And of course, we're going to do a little bit of hunting with this beautiful gun as well. So let's go out there and let's get started. Magnifique. Yes. Starling, cornel that one. Right on the shoulder. Let's speak about the only similarity that the FX King has towards the crown, and that is of course this beautiful GRS stock. You will see that the stock looks very similar to the one they used on the crown, and I can tell you this, FX has brought it over to the King because it works. It's functional, it is beautiful, it's a fantastic add-on for a hunting gun, and that's why they've added it to the new platform on the FX King. Now if you put that stock onto this gun and you look at the layout, it looks very similar to the FX Crown. But I tell you this, it's far from it. Oh, 157 down. Yes! Celebration, Starling. That's another one down. Now the very first big difference between the two guns is obviously the barrels. If we look at these two barrels between the FX Crown and the FX King, you can see they are different. Number one, the FX Crown still uses the conventional old style barrel system, and that means it has a shroud and a barrel inside. If we look at the King, it's completely different because around this barrel there is now a big plenum. Now what this plenum does is two things. Number one, it gives you extra power because of all the volume of air to your disposal. And number two, because of the pressure around the plenum, around this barrel, it adds a lot of rigidness to this barrel system. That means a little bit of extra consistency with better accuracy. So it's a big step up between the two guns. Another one bites the dust. 181. No chance. Another one down. He just tipped forward. If you guys remember back, the Mark II Crown had a lot of power. But I know a lot of you guys out there asked a little bit more power from FX. You wanted to shoot heavier pellets, heavier slugs. And of course, FX listened and they changed their design. Now if we look at the new FX King, you now have a large external plenum that sits over here that gives you the ability to generate a lot more power. But not just this plenum, they've also added a new design block behind this plenum. And in this block, it has a brand new valve design as well. Now, if we look at this whole gun in general, this block with this big plenum gives you now the ability to shoot heavier slugs, gives you the ability to shoot heavier pellets, or also bigger calibers. And that, my friends, is a big difference between the FX Crown and the new FX King. Yes, another one down. Perfect. Guinea fell down. Smoked him. Down. The way that you adjust your power on these guns looks a little bit different. On the FX Crown, you had a big power wheel which you've clicked on to turn your power up or down, and you also had a transfer port that you opened and closed to restrict the flow of air towards the transfer port. Now with the FX King, it works completely different. The way that you adjust the power on the King is by the new quick tune system. And I think, in my opinion, that the new quick tune system is definitely a big upgrade towards the older system that you guys saw on the Crown. Another perfect shot. Hammers, telling you, hammers. Lights out, lights out. Now that you have all the power from the King, you're going to want to load up bigger slugs. This is where the next big difference comes into play. In my hand over here, I've got the old FX Crown magazine, and you guys are going to have a look at the depth of that mag. Now next to it over here, I've got the new FX King magazine, and you can see that this magazine is much deeper, and that will give you the ability to load up longer, heavier slugs because you have all the extra power to your ability. Another big difference between these two guns. Another beautiful shot. This gun balances off quite well from a bag like this. Perfect shot. Perfect, perfect. Right from the front. Hammer. Now obviously both of these guns need a set of good air gauges. The FX Crown, the position of the gauges was under the gun in the stock where you could not see them. On the FX King, it's positioned on the side of the gun, and that makes it very easy to look at your gauges all the time. If I remember correctly, and I used to take my Crown out and I shoot it from a bench and I wanted to look at the gauge, I usually had to stop, lift up the gun, look underneath, check what the pressure is, put it down in position again and continue on shooting. With the FX King, I don't have that problem anymore because I can physically stop, put my head to the side, look at the gauge and continue on rocking.
Spot on.
Drill that one. No chance. So the last thing that I want to speak about is obviously the rails. On the FX Crown, there was no accessory rails added to that gun. With the FX King, you now have two of them, and they've been put here in the front for you so that you can put any kind of accessory on it. And speaking about rails, on the top here where the scope rail is, in there is now a 30 MOA built in for you so that you guys can do those long shots. And with that being said, now I've showed you all the differences between these two guns, and you guys can pretty much see that these guns are far from the same. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I want to thank you for your time. If you like it, please go down there, go smash that like button for me. And for all the new guys, if you enjoy this kind of content and you want to see more, please remember to subscribe, and believe me, you will help me out a lot if you do. With that being said, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.